Okay, now I want to take you back to these. You don't have any of these to do on your own. You just need to take notes on these two problems, okay? Now, you have a base equation because this y right here has nothing with it. It's just empty. It's by itself. So I do have a base this time. So instead of making the circles, I'm going to box up my y and circle what y is equal to. Okay, this is a reminder of how to do this when you do have a base equation, when you have a letter by itself. Now write the other equation, 1x plus 2y equals 1. Now I put a parentheses around one of these letters, but which one is it? Well, the y is in the box by itself, so the y gets the parentheses surrounding it. Whatever letter is all by itself in the box. Now I need to replace that parentheses, so I got 1x plus 2, and then when I get to the parentheses, I'm just going to leave it open, equals 1. Now make that so it's wider, so 1x plus 2 equals 1. Because we need to put what the y equals, which is 2x plus negative 7. Okay, now you got to do your rainbows here. I'm going to take 2 times 2, and that's 4, but that would have x. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Now cross that out, and before equals, you got 1x. You got to add 1x equals 1. Okay, now you have 2 x's. They're on the same side, so I'm going to make my adding pyramid. So add, and I take 4 plus 1. That's 5x. And then cross those out then. And then before equals, we got to add a negative 14 equals 1. So I dot my 5x, circle it, plus 14, plus 14. 5 dot x equals 15. And then divide by 5. And x equals 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So x equals 3. Okay, now finding y is very easy. You don't need to write anything, okay? What you need to do is just parenthesize the x in your base equation, not the other one. It's got to be the base, and just put 3 in. Because y is by itself, so I can just punch that into the calculator. So y equals 2 times 3 plus negative 7. So I just got to find what 2 times 3 plus negative 7 would be. That's negative 1. Okay, now in this one right here, we have a base, okay? The base is x, so I circle that and bubble the other side. Now write your other one, 3x plus 4y equals 8, okay? Okay, now one of these letters gets a parentheses, and it's going to be the x this time, because the x is the letter in the box. So I parenthesize the x, so I got 3. And then I make a parentheses, and then after that I add 4y equals 8. Now widen your parentheses. And in that parentheses, you're going to put 16 plus negative 4y. Okay, and then rainbows. So we got to take 3 times 16. 3 times 16 is 48, and then I got to plus something else, and I take 3 times negative 4. So 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 with y, okay? Now, after you have those two things written, you want to cross out the parentheses and the number that was multiplied to it. Now, before equals, you got to add 4y equals 8. Now here's the equals, so the y's I have are on the same side, so I make the adding pyramid, and I add negative 12 plus 4, and that's, negative 12 plus 4, negative 8 with y. And so I cross those out, so before equals we have to add our 48 equals 8. So now I dot the y and circle it, because I need to minus 48. Okay, so negative 8 dot y, and then equals 8 minus 48 is negative 40, and then I divide both sides by negative 8, and negative 40 divided by negative 8 equals 5, okay? So, and that this time it's y that we have, so y. Now, use your base equation, not this one. Use the base to just replace your y. Okay, because with the base, if x equals that stuff, I just plug that stuff into the calculator. So 16 plus negative 4 parentheses 5, and I got negative 4. Okay.